Hey everybody, welcome to Fatso Radio. How you doing? I know my wife doesn't really like that much, but I love it. Folks, episode number 77 coming to you tonight, and it's my pleasure, July 24th, another Friday night, another time. Got a new setting here. You can't really tell, but I got a new setting here. New studio for Fatso Radio. It's going pretty good so far. It's a little warm, but I'm okay. It's nice. Folks, tonight's episode is brought to you by Volpe Martial Arts. VolpeMartialArts.com. Check them out. My brother, Sifu Adam, my boy, my man. Check them out. Kung Fu and Hapkido, KW's newest, hottest martial arts school. Check them out. Also, this episode is brought to you by Papa Earth, papaearth.ca, and don't forget to use the code word FATSO meat. Save yourself $10 off a small box or $20 off a large box. Folks, that's Canadian meat delivered right to your door from Alberta and Ontario. You need it? Check them out, papaearth.ca. Folks, quick episode tonight. Just on questioning things, just on encouraging you to question things about your health, question things about dietary needs, the whole diet solution, how to lose weight, all this stuff, how to get it better, how to fix our health, all that stuff. Like, question it. Let's do it. I want to encourage everybody. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to email me, fatsoradio@gmail.com. I love you all. Lily, take it away, Fatso Radio.
Fatso Radio, the really great podcast show.
Fatso Radio, the really great podcast show.
So get your butt and get in your chair.
Don't eat your nails and don't pull your hair.
We'll talk about chicken or talk about steak.
We'll talk about fat, for goodness sake.
Fatso, the really great podcast show.
Fatso, our very first podcast show.
Hey everybody, welcome to Fatso Radio. Hey everyone. Welcome again, Fatso Radio. This episode is Fatso Radio. It's episode number 77. And I just want to get right into it, folks. I want to get right into my topic today. My topic today is really just about questioning everything from your diet, questioning things that about yourself, challenging yourself, and really the things what it takes to kind of get involved or what it takes to see real change. So I really want to get into questioning things. And really, when it comes to questioning things, I want to start with questioning your health, right? Again, I want to remind everybody, I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving you medical advice, but I'm giving you personal advice. And my personal advice would be to question things, right? Ask all the questions, ask the tough questions, ask the questions that you think your doctor may not have or any health professional may not have, because they may have that. They may have the answer for you. But not only that, they may direct you in a place where you can get those questions answered. So question things. Simple things like if you're having a health issue and you're seeing a doctor or you're seeing a health professional and you're seeing them for years and years and it's not getting better, right? Or if you're seeing them for years and years on end, or even just months and months on end, and it's not getting better, or if you're not seeing the progress you want to see, or if you're just not happy with the outcome. I mean, it's your health, right? So if you're not happy with it, question it. Ask your doctor, what's going on? Is there another option? If you don't see the options, or if you don't get the information you're looking for from your doctor, ask another doctor. There are millions of doctors out there. Alternative medicine is a big thing these days. It's so much of a big thing that it's not even alternative anymore. It's really part of the medicine. Functional medicine is another word for it, where you're using the traditional medicines, but also traditional techniques, but also surgical techniques, new advanced techniques, all these different techniques and modalities all together to see what's best, right? And question things, but question them. It's not disrespectful. It's not disrespectful to question your doctor. It's not disrespectful to question any healthcare professional, because sometimes just asking how something works will reiterate your issue, maybe, or get someone to look at your issue in a different way, some way that you haven't looked at it before. Remember, again, if we're looking at health issues, or if we're dealing with health issues for years and years and we're not getting anywhere with it, why are we not getting anywhere with it? Maybe it's just a completely different approach, or maybe it's just a completely wrong approach. Again, I'm not shitting on anybody. I'm not telling anybody that they may have it the wrong way, but if you do have it the wrong way, or if someone has it the wrong way, let's try to get another way, right? I really want to get into questioning and challenging things when it comes to dieting. So first of all, it is the same thing as your health, but more so, I want you to question your diet and the diet advice you get. I want you to question it more. Even the diet advice you're getting from me. Again, remember, it's just personal advice. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a healthcare professional. I'm not a dietitian or nutritionist or anything like that. But I know what happened when I changed. I know what happened when I cut out the sugar. I know what happened when I cut out the bread, cut out the pasta, cut out the gross amounts of it too, right? It's not just the fact that one day I had sugar and I decided to not have sugar the next day, right? I had a weight problem. I had a very big weight problem. I still have a weight problem. It's getting under control, but I was up to 330 pounds, 5'10", 5'11" on my best day, right? It's way too much weight. So what happened? I got out of control for me, and for a lot of other people. I got out of control. How I got out of control? It's a little bit more complicated. I think because it's multifactorial, right? It was not just carbohydrate. It's not just industrial seed oils, right? The fried foods that I ate for a long time, fast foods, just going out any restaurants you have in Canada or United States, you've been using these industrial seed oils, right, for the last 20, 30 years. But so question that advice, question the diet advice you're getting. And the reason why I'm telling you to really question the diet advice more than even the health advice you're getting. Because first of all, doctors go to school for a long time. I have a lot of respect for doctors, and they go through, like I said, they go to school a long time, just like dietitians, of course, and just like nutritionists, but they go to school even longer, and they have a practice. And these people that are doctors go into the practice for the most part. Every doctor I've ever met, and every doctor I can even imagine, goes into practice to help people, right? So, and the same as nutritionists and the same as dietitians, but I really want you to question diet. And I'll tell you why. There's a lot of money in diets, folks. There's a lot of money in pharmaceuticals and a lot of money of regular ailments, of course, but we trust doctors, and I think we should keep on trusting doctors. And yes, we do trust dietitians and nutritionists, but when it comes to diet, there's so much money at stake, and so much money at stake at the retail level. I think that's the biggest thing that's going to separate the conspiracy theorists, or even just the people that are going to be critical of healthcare. Yeah, I'm critical of healthcare, but I'm much more critical of the diet industry, the nutrition industry, the weight loss industry, because there's a lot of money to be made. In fact, there's endless amount of money to be made. And just think of it. You go on a diet, you buy my diet program. If it works for you, great. If it doesn't work for you, doesn't matter. You made your money already, you've already spent your money, and I've made my money. See, that's not the kind of business I want to run. If I ever start a business, or if I ever start a coaching industry, coaching business, or a coaching service where I'm going to help you lose weight. Listen, folks, I'm going to help you lose weight, and it's going to work. Why? Because this way works, right? This way works. If you stick with it and you have the support, this way works, and it's sustainable for the long term. But question your diets. I'll tell you why. Question the diets that say eat 2 of these shakes a day and then a sensible meal. I question those for a lot of reasons. Number one reason is because they're selling a product, right? So, and it's not that the product is bad. And I know people that sell this product. I know people that use this product every day. I know people that have seen a ton of success through this product, and that are continue to see success through this product, and that have a business based out of it. So it's amazing, right? But you're selling a product. So that's why I'm going to say question it. I'm not saying your product is bad. ABC product might be great, and you may be selling the best of those products on the market. And if you are, great. Stand behind that, right? And stand behind the best product. Because if you are selling a diet supplement, it should be the best one, right? Or it should be good products, at least good service, good products, good materials, good ingredients that aren't going to kill us. So do that if you are going to question it, if you are going to have it. But then again, like you said, question it. If there's a diet pill that says, take this pill and in 30 days you're going to lose weight, question the hell out of that. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Even if you lose weight from a pill, even if you lose weight from shakes, right? What are you going to do? Take those shakes forever? What are you going to do? Take that pill forever? This is why I really like the ketogenic diet. This is why I really like the carnivore diet, or the way of eating, or low carb, whatever you want to call it. This is why I really, really like a low carbohydrate, high fat, even high protein, moderate to high protein, whatever you want to call it. But when you're removing the carbohydrates, that's the key. The other ratio of fat and protein, you'll find your ratio, what's best for you. You really will find it. You'll find it. Maybe it's high fat, maybe it's medium fat, whatever's best for you, right? But do that, and it works. It really does work. Like I've kept 100 pounds off now for I think it just went over my 3-year anniversary. Where it was 90, I think it was 99 pounds off or something, but 3 years, right? And believe me, folks, I said last episode, and I'll say it again, I am not busting my ass. I am not busting my ass at the gym. I'm not here saying that it's easy. I'm not here saying that you could be lazy. I'm not here saying, well, I'm saying you can be lazy, but I'm not here saying you should be lazy, but I am here saying that it is the diet. Again, I'll always say it's the diet, and to challenge it, because again, what am I selling you? Am I actually selling you sustainability, right? And the ketogenic diet, and I can say a carnivore diet. I mean, this is, in my opinion, probably the easiest diet to stay on. There'll always be meat, right? I think there'll always be meat. And B, how is it not sustainable? I don't know. It's not hard to stay on it. That's for sure, right? And I'll tell you, I'll be honest about when I do cheat, because I've cheated, right? Folks, I've cheated from time to time. Again, I'll always say to you, I don't plan to cheat, and I don't plan on having cheats, but I do cheat. And I cheat. Yeah, of course, I'm human, right? I've cheated from time to time, but it works. This diet works, folks. And it wouldn't work if, quite honestly, I wouldn't be saying here for 2 years now, or over a year now, actually, saying that it does work. So I want to question it. I want you to question it too. Here's where I got to, and I'll recap, a quick recap of how I got to the carnivore diet, right? Or even the ketogenic diet. I tried a low-fat diet years ago. And another recap, I tried a low-fat diet years ago. I tried a fat-free diet almost, chicken and rice. I did that, chicken breast and rice. I did that for a long time. I tried the vegetarian thing for a little while. I felt okay, sure. It just didn't feel, for me, I wasn't on it long enough to do any damage or any real good, I guess, but I don't really see it was going to do any good, because I always included vegetables anyway. And I've always included fruits and vegetables, everything that was on that vegetarian diet. And at that point, actually, I was eating quite clean anyway, so I really didn't feel any different at all. And I wasn't carnivore at that point. I wasn't keto at that point, so I didn't know even how to compare it to a carnivore diet. And now, quite honestly, I don't have any interest in doing a vegetarian diet right now, or a vegan diet. Now, some people may laugh or criticize that and say, well, you're not adventurous, maybe, or you're not willing to question or to tinker with your diet. And I'm completely willing to tinker with my diet and question things. In fact, I've been doing this, for the last 3, 4, 5, it feels like my whole life, but at least the last 5 years, I've been really tinkering with it. So maybe one day I'll do a vegan thing for a month. And quite honestly, I don't think anything bad will happen in a month. In order to get the same amount of nutrients, the same amount of ratios as I do get on my carnivore diet, it'll probably be quite difficult, especially for the protein part of it. So I'm not even interested in that. We'll see. I don't know. But I do question. I encourage you again always to question the diet. Like I said, any single diet that's out there, question it, and if it holds to the scrutiny, then try it out. Right? The ketogenic diet. There's a lot of, we can talk about it. There's a lot of people that have the things against it. A lot of criticisms against the ketogenic diet. It's low carbohydrates. Your body needs glucose. Your brain needs sugar. Your brain lives on sugar, right? We were told that. Your brain lives on glucose, right? We were told that. It's not true. Your brain uses glucose, sure, but your brain also uses ketones. Ketones are when you break down fat, it breaks into ketone bodies. That's actually a better fuel source for your brain, believe it or not. And it's actually a better fuel source for most parts of your body. So most of the body parts in your body, most organs prefer, and your muscles, right? Bones, muscles, skin, everything, all organs, right? Fat, prefer ketones for fuel. Some organs and some soft tissues require glucose, sure. Like your brain actually requires a little bit of glucose. But the interesting thing is, folks, and again, I always talk about this, but your body produces glucose. Your liver's job is to produce glucose. That's its job, right? When you need it. It does other things, right? It produces many other things, and it breaks down things. And so your liver is fantastically fascinating, and it's sophisticated. So if you need glucose, your liver can produce glucose for you. That's just the bottom line. That's just the bottom line, folks. There's criticisms of you can't stay on it. It's hard to stay on the diet because you're not always going to have access to meat. Yep, you will. You will. And if you don't have access to meat, that doesn't matter, because on this diet, you're not eating all day long. You're not eating 12 hours a day. You're not eating 8 hours a day. You're not eating 3 hours a day. And you don't even eat 2 hours a day, probably. If you eat an hour in the morning, you eat an hour at night. An hour of solid eating is a lot of eating. You don't even eat an hour. You don't even eat an hour. If you eat a steak, it takes me half an hour tops to eat a big ass steak. And you're not cooking all day either. So it questions things, folks. Let's question the criticism as well. I don't stand up here and defend the ketogenic or the carnivore diet too much, because honestly, I don't think the criticisms of it are that strong or that valid. But if you have any criticisms of it, or if you have any questions for it, or of it rather, let me know. Send them to me, because I do want to hear the questions. Always, as always, folks, send me your email, fatsoradio@gmail.com. Hit Instagram, Twitter, get me up anywhere. Hit me up anywhere. Facebook. I want to know the questions, the criticisms. Again, like I said, it's not sustainable. I think it is. The glucose, you do need glucose. Your body can produce any glucose you do need. In fact, we take in way, 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 way too much glucose. The average Canadian, the average American, the average person in the world, I'm sure, takes in way too much carbohydrates. And I mean, quite honestly, it's interesting to see what happens when you just lower them. Just lower the carbohydrates. It's hard at first. Yes, it's difficult. It's not complicated. I keep on saying that. I'm going to keep on banging this drum, folks. It's not complicated, but it is simple, and it is effective. Right? What else do you want? If you're all 5 of you that are listening and watching to this podcast, thanks, Mom and Dad. All of you who are listening, you're listening for a reason. You're either listening because you know me. Thanks so much. I love you. You're either listening because you have an issue with your weight, or any issue with your health at all, that you're looking for an alternative, or you're looking for some sort of information, or you're curious of the name maybe. Fatso, what is this? Some Fatso guy talking about fat? Yeah, I'm Fatso. So what? I eat fat. So what? That's this whole idea, right? So if you're looking for this, if you're here for a reason. You're here for a reason. Do something with this information, right? It's not just one guy, remember. There's a lot of people out here talking in the world, just like me, banging this drum of keto, banging this drum of carnivore diet, the paleo diet, the low carbohydrate, the high fat, the moderate. I actually really hated when I heard it. I heard it. I really hated when I heard people say, and I still hear people say a lot of the ketogenic, a moderate protein ketogenic diet. A ketogenic diet doesn't have to be moderate protein, right? And a ketogenic diet doesn't have to have you in ketosis all day long. A ketogenic diet is a diet that's going to keep you in ketosis most of the time, I'd say. You don't have to be in ketosis all day long, and to get the benefits. And that's why a carnivore diet isn't even a strict keto diet all day long. There's times where I'm in ketosis. There's times where I'm not in ketosis, because I don't eat a whole lot of meat. Like, I'm not eating 2 or 3 pounds of meat a day. I'm eating probably a pound, maybe a pound and a half. I don't think I'm having excess carbohydrates, or excess. I don't think I'm having excess glucose being created with this extra protein, because there is sometimes a concern. There's at least a debate out there on whether if you have too much protein in your diet, some of the amino acids will spill over and create excess glucose. I'm not sure about that. Amino acids are needed, of course, to create glucose in the liver, right? Gluconeogenesis. But there's debate on whether it's on demand or not, right? If it's on an on-demand system where once I need glucose, then my liver will produce glucose. If it's not an on-demand system, then you may end up flooding your system. But I think it makes sense it would be on an on-demand system, because, excuse me, if you just don't eat it, you just don't eat it. Maybe, I don't know, or if you don't eat it, rather, you do need it. So I don't know how that works. But again, on the questioning things, folks. Next thing, question new food. Question anything that's new, right? Question this new podcast you heard of. This Chooch Carlo is talking to you guys about fat and about fat loss and how you can do it, and how you can just stop the sugar and lower the sugar and embrace the fat, embrace your culture, embrace the lineage that you came down from, right? We are the result of evolution, right? We are here because our people got us here. They hunted, they gathered, they survived elements, they built shelters, and we built civilizations, right? Now we're all sick. Not all of us, but a lot of us are sick. And it's because of our food. It's one huge factor is our food. So remember, new food needs to be questioned, folks. New food needs to be questioned. New everything needs to be questioned, of course. New things are amazing, and new things will help us in life, and new things are important, and they're part of our evolution and part of our culture and everything, but question them. New food. Right? Fake meat. Come on, folks. Fake meat to me is like fake news. But, okay, play this out. Let's play this out. If you can create something from vegetables, right? Or from vegetable protein, pea protein is the biggest one. Soy protein is another one. If you can take these proteins, add some, I don't know, add some color, add some filler, add some oils, add salt and fat and all this other stuff, and make it look like a burger and make it sort of taste like a burger, right? What's the benefit in that? let's really talk about what's the benefit in it. The first benefit is that you're going to make the company money. That's the first benefit. Buy this piece of shit product, you'll make that company money, you'll make them a lot of money, and you'll make them so much money they'll keep on making their shit. Okay? That's the first thing that's going to happen. The second thing, what's going to happen is if you buy that, or when you buy that, they're going to make more of it, right? Where does that soy come from? Where does that pea protein come from? It comes from monocropped pea, right? Pea protein and soy protein, monocropped. It means it comes from giant farms where all they grow is peas or all they grow is soy and all they do is process it for this. That's not sustainable. Monocropping itself is not sustainable. We know now that regenerative agriculture, where you move plots around, you move animals around, you move vegetables or that you're growing, you move them around, even grains, you can move them around and rotate them. That's more sustainable and that's better. So monocropping is where we get all these huge commodity type grains and beans and peas and soy and all that stuff. So again, what comes with that monocropping, that industrial farming, remember the pea protein, the corn, the soy, whatever you're trying to eat or whatever's in this vegan or vegetarian product to save an animal from not eating beef, follow me here. The soy that it takes to make this fake meat, the pea protein it takes to make this fake meat, has to get cleared from a field. And when you clear that field, you kill indiscriminately. You kill whatever's out there, folks. You kill deer, you kill rabbits, you kill snakes, you kill mice and moles and whatever the hell is on the ground nesting birds. You kill everything. You kill people if it's down there and they get caught up in a combine. Of course, accidents happen every day, folks. Google it. See how many accidents happen. How many deaths by a combine per year? Probably a lot. Anyway, my point is, folks, that is not a burger without blood in your hands. And I think oftentimes that gets touted as that. Well, if I have this alternative, I'm not killing a cow today. You're not directly killing a cow today, no. But you do have blood in your hands because the protein that was needed to make this fake burger, to make it taste and feel and look like a real burger, right? All those steps we took, right, had a lot of death on its hands. Whether it was corn, soy, or pea protein, you have to plow that field. If you kill one rat or one mouse or one snake to get your pea protein, or to get your soy protein, or to get your corn, isn't it just as bad? Isn't it exactly the same thing? If you tell me that by killing a cow to have a burger, or by killing a cow to have brisket, which I had tonight, which was delicious, thank you for asking. If you think, and if you're saying that my the life that I took, right, to have that burger is worse than the life that you caused to have your salad or your pea protein burger, if you think that the life that I took is more valuable than the life that was taken to get your food, then you're insane, because it's exactly the same. In fact, I would say it's almost even arguably better for me to have cow, beef, right, or lamb, or sheep, or any animal, because there's less waste, in fact. Here's a simple argument, and you can never argue against it. The life that gets killed and taken is going to be eaten. That's the whole purpose of taking that life. The life that you lose, or the life that's taken indirectly or as collateral damage, that doesn't even get counted. That's not even factored into any of the equation. That's not factored into the cost. That's not factored into anything. The ethics of it, right? And you need to factor that into the ethics of it. And if you do factor that into the ethics of it, and again, I got on my soapbox about this blood on your hands thing, but if you get into the ethics about eating meat versus eating vegetables, or it's not even eating meat versus eating vegetables, it's eating meat versus eating monocropped food, right? Then there's way more death on your hands. There's way more blood on your hands if you eat monocropped food. And that's not to say that people that eat traditionally farmed and raised animals don't have blood on their hands either. Of course we do. Of course we do, right? We have the blood of the animal that we're eating, but also the feed that tastes to feed that animal as well. It's not a difference of we're right and you're wrong. It's a difference of let's stop being children. Let's stop being kids and pretending that you can take yourself out of the equation, right? We can't take ourselves out of the circle of life. We can't take ourselves out of the food web, right? We can't. We consume. We're at the top. We consume things below us. And when we die, things will consume us, right? We can eat plants or we can eat animals. If we eat animals, the animals die. If we eat plants, the plants die, but also animals die. And if you eat even if you eat animals, some plants die. Of course, plants die. Cows eat grass. When a cow eats grass, those plants die, right? Okay. But if a cow is just eating grass, here's a scenario for you. A cow is on pastured land, grass-fed, grass-finished, pastured animals, like our good friends Rick and Lisa, okay? Double D pastures. Those animals, there's no machines on that property. There's like a tiny little tractor. I didn't even see it, but he said he had a tractor, a truck, you know, and it's all by hand. So when you're going out there and he's going out there and he's moving his cattle, and that's it, right? He has a little vegetable garden. He's picking those vegetables by hand. He's not tilling the soil even. He's not going in with a big combine and killing all these animals. When he takes a cow and he takes a sheep and it's time to harvest that animal, it's the one life, right? So think about that, folks. I really want to kind of hammer that down, and I really want to kind of to nail it home as far as what it really means, right? Really question that. When someone says to you, well, don't you care about the life of that cow? It's don't just dismiss it. If they're out of touch with what you think, you know, the reality of is, don't just dismiss it, but let's have this conversation. Let's talk about it. When someone says, well, I don't want to eat meat because I don't want to kill animals, I understand that. That's fine. But I want to talk about it because if you think you're not killing animals by eating broccoli or eating soy, right, or especially the fake meat, you're killing tons of animals. You may not kill any animals or many animals if you're eating tomatoes out of your garden, or if you're eating broccoli or lettuce out of your garden, but you're going to be killing some bugs. And what's a life? Like, let's be honest, folks. What's a life? Bugs, insects, right? Pests, rodents, bacteria. What's a life, right? Fungi. So the least amount of harm is probably the best thing, right? The least amount of pain and suffering and all of that. That's probably the best thing. And I think that's what people are going for. I think that's what people a lot of times intend on doing when they want to be vegetarian. Now, if you want to be vegetarian for the health reasons, again, I always talk about this, but it's another good episode to talk about it. If you want to be vegetarian for the health reasons, let's talk about that as well. Because in my honest opinion, folks, it's not the best way. It's not the best way. Not only is it not the best way, it's hard even if it's like the second best way, I wouldn't recommend it because it's harder to stay on it. It's harder to stay on it than the best way. This is my opinion. Here's probably the definitive reason why I'll never suggest a vegan diet. I'll never suggest, many reasons. One of the biggest reasons why I'll never suggest a vegan diet is that it doesn't even talk about carbohydrates. It doesn't talk about carbohydrates at all. And if you find me a vegan ketogenic dieter who doesn't look like 100 pounds, honestly, show me a vegan ketogenic diet. There's vegetarian ketogenic, of sure, right? Dr. Will Cole, I think, talks about vegetarian. I don't know if he actually talks about being a vegan, but you can do it. You can do it with being a vegan, of course, right? Coconut. You can do it with the avocado oil, olive oil. But I'm actually not sure if you're going to get those the K2, the D, vitamin D. I'm not sure where you're going to get a lot of those fat soluble vitamins. So if you can, and you want to show me on paper without supplementation either, folks, let's remember, let's also question that. When someone says to you, here's a diet, here's 5 foods you can eat, and here's 30 supplements you can eat, you throw that fucking diet out the window. Excuse my language. Throw that diet out the window. You don't want a diet that has more supplements than food. You don't want a diet like that. You don't want a diet ideally with any supplements. Supplements are great. Supplements are needed, and they're very useful at times, right? And everybody has a time potentially when you can use it. Maybe, I don't know. You know, and it's not to say that you hormone replacement. I'm not talking about that either. I mean, there's times and there's situations in your life where you need certain hormones or you need certain, just anything, right? You need any type of medication, any type of medicine. So I get that. But I don't want, and I'm never going to suggest anybody go on a diet that is so restrictive and that is suggesting that they take 30 pills a day and no foods. Or even at the same time, I'm not going to suggest anybody go on a diet that tells them to have 2 shakes a day, and then a sensible meal. Maybe I can get into that. And again, not to shit on anybody's diet or any brand or anything like that, but here's my reason why I don't like it. Okay, you have the shake in the morning. I've had shakes. Maybe I haven't had the right shake, but I haven't had a shake yet where I've had it and I was fine. I had a shake on, that's good. I was either hungry, more hungry after that shake, right? Or I was just the same, didn't do anything. I'm like, okay, that's great. Maybe I'm not thirsty anymore, but I'm still hungry. That's my first problem with these shakes. They don't actually fill you up. And if they do actually fill you up, it's a bloat. There's fiber in it maybe, or there's so much carbohydrate in it, or there's so much protein in it that it's going to give you gas. And that's the other thing too, is that there's a lot of problems with it, but having isolated protein, it's easily absorbed, great, easily digested, great. It gives some people gas. A lot of these shakes have sucralose in it or other sweeteners in it, which also gives some people gas, gives gastrointestinal distress. Another way of saying it might give you the shits, or it might give you bloatiness or whatever. But it's just not a whole food, right? Even if you took a pineapple and blended it, I wouldn't suggest you eat that for a drink. Holy shit, there's so much sugar in that. But yes, it'll taste good, and it is more natural. It's still not natural because it's so unnatural to see that in nature, right? A blended up drink, so much sugar. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, so the next thing I don't like about them is that the idea that, what are you going to do? Okay, so you have a shake, even if you're hungry after that, even if you have strong willpower, right? What are you going to do? Like, okay, the next meal, you have a shake again at lunch. And if you can survive between your first meal and your second meal, great. But if not, no problem. This is why they have snacks. Okay, so you're getting a shake in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, which you don't even need to eat at 8 o'clock in the morning. What are you doing? Are you going to work in construction? If you're not, what are you eating at 8 o'clock in the morning for? That's another podcast. Here's a shake at 8 o'clock in the morning. And then if you can last till noon, then have another shake at noon. And if you can last till supper, then great. But if you can't, no problem. We have snacks. So either a little chocolate puff protein thing, or a little square of this, or it can tell you, tell you to drink water or whatever the hell they tell you to drink. I don't know what it is, but the snacks, whether they're probably a high protein snack. I don't know, folks. Well, you tell me why you need a snack between your breakfast and your lunch. Because the food in your breakfast is not good enough. That's why you need a snack. It's not because you have the super fast metabolism and you're an athlete and you're in your optimal state and you need to go and your engine your body is a burning engine. No, it's not. Your body is not a burning engine. Your body will do whatever you give it and will perform based on what food you give it to. The food you give to it, rather, excuse my language. If you give it shit food, if you give your body shit food, your body will perform shitty like, I guess. I really believe that. Take that, for example, any of those shakes, whether they're great, whatever they're made out of horse shit, or whether they're great products, right? Whether they're vegan or not, too, remember, that has nothing to do with it. Don't ever get sold by something being healthy because there's a vegan label on it. Sawdust is vegan, okay? It's not healthy. It's not edible. So vegan means nothing. Vegan means nothing. It means nothing, okay? That's my train of thought. Okay. Don't have those shakes. And why also don't I like those shakes? Another reason. A, they don't satisfy you. They don't satiate you, right? So you're still hungry. Your next meal. Not only that, if you do this successfully and you've gotten to your goal, then how are you going to go and introduce those 2 other meals, replace those 2 other meals with regular food? What regular food? The same food that you ate on your 1 meal a day? I don't know. If you ate 2 shakes, 1 for breakfast, 1 for lunch, and then a sensible meal for supper, which you tell me please what that means. I don't know. Usually it's carbohydrates, usually it's protein, usually it's a little bit of fat. Remember, a lot of these diets that are calorie restrictive are low-fat diets, right? And that's how it works. You can lose weight on a low-fat diet if you restrict your calories temporarily. temporarily, because you can't do it forever. A, you'll die because you'll go crazy, or B, you just can't do it anymore. You just can't do it because it's not sustainable. You can't live in a fat, fasted state for a long time. Biologically, your hormones won't work. Your body won't work. Your organs won't work properly. Everything from your testicles to your ovaries to your brain, your kidneys, you need hormones. Your hormones are chemical messengers, right? Throughout your whole body, you need these, and you need fat for it. You need saturated fat is the best kind of fat, but you need it. So don't fall for these things. If you want to try out these things, fine, try it out. But if it doesn't work for you, don't say I didn't tell you so. I did tell you so. I'm telling you so right now. Try the low carb approach. Try the low carb approach. Try the low carb, high fat approach. Try the carnivore approach. Or don't try it. Again, I'm just giving you some information on what I did, and it worked for me. I'll tell you why it worked for me. It worked for me because where I would have, instead of having a shake, right, if I went this path to the shake, I had something like bacon and eggs. And then where I may have had a snack or need a snack in the past at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock, I don't need a snack anymore. Also, I skipped lunch. When I was doing keto, when I was losing all the weight I was losing, the 110, 120 pounds I was losing, I was skipping lunches. Why? I didn't need it. I still only eat twice a day usually. I didn't need it. If you eat a good meal in the morning, your body knows what to do with it. You give your body fat, you give your body protein, your body says, okay, I'm good. Boom. Your ketogenic state, your body's burning fat. Once you've adapted, once you can do that, then your body's fine. And then you have body fat. Holy shit. We have tons of body fat. So then you're fine. And then the next time you want to eat is to get protein in. That's when you need to take in, folks. You need to take in protein. With protein, you take some fats, which brings in a lot of those other vitamins. Protein brings in vitamins as well, the B vitamins. You can get vitamin C from liver. Let's do that, folks. Get some vitamin C in you. Eat some liver. If you're worried about that on a low carb diet, another criticism, low carb diet, carnivore diet, where do you get vitamin C? Eat liver. If you don't like liver, too bad. Eat it. It's good for you. It's good for you. We need that. We need more of this. Just do it because it's good for you, and then you'll see why it's good for you, right? Feeling good because you did something that may have not been the most pleasurable thing ever, but it's okay after a while. That's a good feeling, and that builds strength. That builds confidence. Because now, and it builds knowledge, because now you can take that knowledge and wisdom and use that and help other people. So that's the whole thing. I'm not going to rant too long, folks, but question things. Question bullshit advice. Have a good bullshit detector. I know it's not easy for everybody. I know it's not easy for me sometimes, but have a bullshit detector. Question things. Question things with an inquisitive mind. Why? What is this product? What are they selling me? What's in this product, right? The best advice I can give you, folks, is don't have any products, don't have any shit, don't have any gimmick food, don't have any crap, don't have any processed food. Eat real food, meat, and salt, and water. Everything else is just extra. Everything else is just extra, right? Nose to tail, eat the organs, eat the brain, eat the heart, eat the liver, eat the spleen, eat whatever you can of the animal. I truly believe the animal foods are keeping us alive. Not only keeping us alive, they're helping us thrive. And I think I'm thriving because of this. So question things, folks. Question the diets, the advice you're getting. Question the advice you're getting from your doctor if it's not giving you the solution you need, right? I'm not telling you to be paranoid. I'm not saying we should be conspiracy theorists. However, there are conspiracies out there. So remember, question things. Question new food, right? Question news. Question the government. Last thing I want to get into quickly is question the government even. Remember, folks, the government is not here just because, sorry, what I want to say is the government is not an organization, or it's not an institution that has never wronged people, that has never overstepped its boundaries, that has never misled people, or that have never misguided people. It's an institution that has had mistakes, that has constantly had mistakes throughout time. And that's why we need to vote on things. That's why we need to have petitions. That's why we need to call your members of parliament, your members of Congress, your senators, right? Your governor, your provincial leaders, your members of provincial parliament, your prime minister, your whatever the hell. Call these people, question things. What's going on? If you don't like the food you're seeing, call them, question them. If you don't like the policies you're seeing, or the bullshit that you're seeing, question it, call them on it. And then remember, the government is there to look after us. The government is there to manage us, but the government needs to be checked. The government is made of people like us. It's made of people. So let's make sure the right people are there. Let's make sure the people there are doing the right things and asking the right questions, and really have our best interests at heart. So Question, folks. And even question me. FatsoRadio@gmail.com. My name is Carlo. I love you. I love you. I love all of you. Episode number 77. Is that right? 77. Question everything, folks. Have a great night. Friday night. Oof. July 24th. My nephew's birthday. Happy birthday, Michael. Love you, buddy. Peace. Have a good night, everybody. Let's say bye to everybody. And we'll say thanks for listening. Say thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Bye-bye.